Welcome to Hindu Infopedia. There is a Hindi saying, they drill holes in the very plate that feeds them. This is not a metaphor. It is the most accurate description of one of modern India's most brazen institutional contradictions, what we call the Buddhist reservation paradox. On October 14, 1956, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar administered 22 formal pledges to hundreds of thousands of followers, converting from Hinduism to Buddhism. These were not gentle spiritual transitions. They were declarations of absolute separation. The first three pledges rejected every major Hindu deity by name: Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Rama, Krishna, Gauri, Ganapati. Pledge 5 called the connection between Buddha and Vishnu sheer madness and false propaganda. And Pledge 19 declared, in exact words, I renounce Hinduism, which is harmful for humanity. Harmful for humanity. Not flawed, not in need of reform, harmful. Now here is where the paradox locks into place. The Constitution's Scheduled Castes Order of 1950 originally limited reservation benefits to Hindus only. The logic was clean. Caste discrimination exists within the Hindu social system, so only those within that system qualify for remedy. Sikhs were added in 1956. Buddhists were added in 1990. Hindu society made that choice. It did not have to. The reasoning was compassionate. Discrimination persists even after conversion, so relief should continue. This was Hindu generosity in action. But what has that generosity been repaid with? A movement that uses reservation-enabled positions to organize mass conversion events, that pursues stated goals of demographic replacement, that funds anti-Hindu campaigns with institutional resources gained through Hindu-funded benefits. The basic logic collapses under its own weight. Either you are part of the Hindu social system and subject to its caste consequences, or you have completely severed from it, as you publicly declared with pledges carved in marble. You cannot occupy both positions. Consider the comparison. Dalit converts to Christianity and Islam face similar caste discrimination. They are excluded from SC status because their faiths are classified as foreign origin. Yet Buddhism gets the exemption as an Indian origin faith. Fair enough. But does Indian origin not carry some obligation? Some basic acknowledgement of the civilizational framework funding your benefits? The 22 pledges answer that with absolute clarity: no. Not respect, not acknowledgement, but explicit rejection. This is part 1 of a 7-part investigation. We will trace the constitutional history, examine every pledge in detail, document the demographic conversion campaigns, and ask the question Hindu civilization must confront. Can the plate survive those drilling holes in it? The full blog is on Hindu Infopedia.